As you hopefully already know, this week on The Rock, we talk about the recent lunch seating change. Then, we show you an in-depth behind-the-scenes for The Rock. Next, we reflect on the year since lockdown began.
Hey everybody!
This week on The Rock, we talk about the recent lunch seating change. Then, we show you an in-depth behind-the-scenes for The Rock. Next, we reflect on the year since lockdown began. Finally, we highlight Lucy Shannon, the 2021 Poetry Out Loud Washington State Champion. All that and more, this week on The Rock.
13 strong, we are The Rock. We'll make the show until we drop. We'll bring you news and we won't tell you lies. Please watch The Rock or we will cry. It's made for students just like you. You're gonna wanna see what we do this week on The Rock. 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Welcome back to The Rock AHS. I'm Ali Perez.
And I'm Emmy Mavar. We have a delightful show lined up for you today.
Hey, remember when we switched seats at lunch earlier this week?
As you hopefully already
That was
know,
pretty hectic. Jonah Umayim and Nathan Morgan covered the process in this segment.
As you hopefully already know, Monday and Tuesday of this week marked the first lunch seating change at AHS. After Mr. Titus gave students the clear, they had a few minutes to shuffle around the cafeteria and find their desired seat. We briefly spoke to Mr. Titus about the process, why the school chose the method that they did, as well as whether or not he thought it was a successful operation.
Why did the school go about the seating change the way that it did?
Pretty positive results from the middle school, who had rolled it out about 2 weeks earlier. So got a few ideas from them and thought we would kind of mirror that experience.
Do you think that it was successful from what you've seen?
Sure seems to be, given everybody at lunch's a little heads up that we were going to do it. I think helped out a little bit. It looked like there was some prior planning on a few folks that wanted to sit together, so I think it worked out pretty smooth. I think it's a really good idea, and we'll probably take a look at it again after spring break to see how people are feeling about it and if they want to change again. So just another opportunity.
In a survey sent out to all AHS students, 58.6% of those who responded said they switched seats when prompted, and 41.4% stayed where they originally were. Students who switched reported a plethora of reasons for doing so, including wanting to sit with a friend rather than a stranger, and not wanting to sit in the cold by the door. As for success, 69.8% of students said they are satisfied with their seat post-switch, 25% said they are indifferent, and only the remaining 5.2% are not satisfied with their new seat. Another seating change may happen in the future, but it is unknown when this would occur. This has been Jonah Umayim, reporting from The Rock.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Rock. You may have noticed... Jeepers, Emmy, that was something.
Say, it's been a while since we showed off our new Rock studio and behind the scenes of what goes on in the Rock class.
What a coincidence. You and Lauren made a segment for just that. That we are not on set right now, but we've decided to give you a once-time view behind the cameras and see what the advanced digital media students of 7th period are up to. Let's take a look and see what happens. So here we have our classroom where you will spend most of your time editing segments, independent films, and other fun stuff like music videos. This is where we learn all of our fun editing skills and techniques that make the show run smoothly. We also share the space with our lovely yearbook students over there. Hi, yearbook staff. They work very hard too, and we love them very much. Here we have our great teacher, Mr. Thompson. He teaches us all we know. Oh, well, would you look at that? The studio. Welcome back, guys, and we're gonna watch what they're doing in the studio right now. Now, we have to be very quiet. They are practicing for a show, but let's see what we can see. Let's hand it off to one of our other students, Jonah Umayim.
Well, hello there. This is the Rock Studio, where we stream all of our rock shows. This is where our anchors sit. Ali Perez is currently practicing some lines for the show. Can we get some lighting? Whoa, look at that. Speaking of lighting, let's turn it around to see what the anchors see. This right here doubles as both a camera and a teleprompter, which is operated over there, along with the lighting. Hey Cooper, how's it going?
I think that's been enough for Jonah for one day, wouldn't you agree? Thanks, studio people. This is where the crazy fun begins. This is our studio, which is currently vacated right now, but this is where our lovely director would be sitting. And they are the ones that on this TriCaster queue up all the segments and make sure the show runs smoothly. Over here, we would have our lovely graphics team putting up the graphics for the show and making sure that the right names are displayed for the anchors and that all the segments are on. As you can see back there, we're projecting The Rock, and they're also doing some strobing stuff. We're simulating lightning. Now over here we have our sound booth. Now we're gonna have to be quiet once again. Magical, isn't it? Well, thank you everyone for tuning into The Rock. Buckle your seatbelts, because this is gonna knock your socks off. What's your favorite part of The Rock?
Video.
She's laughing at me. Hey, and I'm sorry.
Wow, The Rock is really cool. I wonder how I can join.
Well, Emmy, all you have to do is select Advanced Digital Media when choosing your classes.
Did you know it's been over a year since school was canceled due to COVID-19?
No way. It feels like it's been a month.
Cooper Nichols and you reflect on a year in quarantine with this segment.
A global pandemic on March 11th, 2020, and our final day of school was March 16th, meaning it has been officially over a year since COVID has affected our lives. A year ago, we assumed shutdown would last a month.
It's a whole month?
Sports and activities would go on once we returned to school in April, and life would go back to normal. But boy, were we wrong. The global death toll now stands at 2.6 million, and over 547,000 of those are Americans. The pandemic is not yet over, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. While people were rushing to buy toilet paper, scrambling to make masks, and shifting their entire ways of life, us students were trying to figure out what a pandemic even meant for us. We knew the safety precautions.
The best thing you can do for yourself and others is simply washing your hands.
But what did we think about the virus?
Well, I first heard about it around Christmas time of 2019 because there was all this stuff going on in China.
Being a news addict, I had seen a lot of really devastating stories of how COVID had hit communities around here.
I knew it was gonna be like a long-term thing. It wasn't just gonna be like something that went away over the summer or like it was gonna be a month and then calm down. Like the fact that it was in the rest of the world was definitely a sign that it wasn't gonna be just a small little thing.
For many of us, March 16th was not significant, but now we know it as the last day of normalcy.
So I remember vividly saying they're not going to shut down the school. I remember saying that to someone, and then they did announce it during, I think it was sports and conditioning, and then Mr. Dickinson just brought the whole class outside and had a big talk, and he said enjoy the summer, and then we just went on our way.
It felt like a goodbye, but we also didn't know whether it would be a goodbye. So it was like a safety goodbye, like just in case I don't see you again.
Walking out, getting in the minivan and driving away, I was like, okay, this is it. It's like my new reality is sitting here at my desk, being in Zoom classes and laying on my bed.
Despite over a year of loss, fear, isolation, and change, there is a hope for the future. With vaccinations being dispersed and herd immunity lingering ahead, a sense of normal is beginning to become in reach. For The Rock at Anacortes High School, I'm Allie Perez.
What a year it's been.
Honestly. Hey, do you remember that segment we did about the AHS Poet Laureate Lucy Shannon?
How could I forget?
Well, she just won first place in the statewide Poetry Out Loud competition.
No way. Congratulations, Lucy.
And on that note, that's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email them to therock@asd103.org. We always love to hear your input.
With that, I'm Allie Perez.
And I'm Emmy Mavar.
And from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.